This is going to be the shoulder plank, a great exercise for building strength and range in shoulder flexion. The base variation will look something like this. I'm just holding this position for time. A few things to note here. Of course, I want to keep the arms completely straight, but I also want to think about elevating the shoulders. So kind of shrugging the shoulders upwards as I'm holding this position. Yeah, this will help, usually for most people, make the position a bit more comfortable, but also unlock a bit more range in the shoulders. Second thing is that to isolate shoulder flexion, we want to avoid any arching from the upper back. So we basically want to, keep the T-spine out of the party. And to do that, we want to keep either a neutral spine or might even want to try to hold a slightly rounded upper back position. It'll also be helpful to tuck the pelvis in, just to reinforce that position. Yeah. If we wanted to increase the intensity of this exercise or progress it, there are a few different ways we can do it. First, I can get into my position, and then I can try to not just stay here, but see if I can, keeping my chest hollow, see if I can sink my chest deeper down towards the floor and still maintain the position. So going deeper, obviously, I could also increase or make the position heavier by making my plank longer, which could be done either by moving my feet, my knees backwards, quite a bit heavier here. If I want to make it even heavier, I could also come all the way up on my feet, quite a bit heavier here. And using a lower box will also make it a bit heavier if the distance between knees or feet and the box is also the same. I usually recommend finding a position that you can hold for 20 to 40 seconds. And just something to be aware of is that if you increase the intensity, at some point you will also, that will start to increase or affect the depth that you can achieve, which can be fine if your goal is to just focus on strength for a while. But if you want to really push the depth of the position, there is going to be this Goldilocks zone with enough intensity to help you get deeper, but not so high that you actually start to limit the depth. Alright, lastly, I just want to introduce you to a slightly different variation. Very similar, but the idea is just to, instead of using a box, we're going to be using a wall and pushing into the wall. This can just be a helpful variation for really solidifying this elevation, of this push from the shoulders. Because as I get into the position, it will feel really natural to just push my shoulders in the direction of the wall. You can then try to find this elevation on the box as well. So I like to have my hands kind of on the edge because that allows me to still be able to kind of push into the box, but still have the support on top of it to really help me stay in place and still be able to push downwards as well. Like so. That's it, give it a shot and enjoy the range and strength gains.